coach's friend, Coach Agakura. And today we have a conversation with you about nice versus kind. And kind implies a deeper level of genuine care and concern for others. So I'm going to read this to all of you. Often involves thoughtful actions and empathy, whereas nice usually refers to being pleasant, agreeable, and polite on the surface, sometimes with a focus on social expectations rather than a deep understanding or action. So, Agakura, my friend, we have our beverages. We're ready to chat. Go ahead and tell me what you think of nice versus kind.
It's so interesting because I know that in another episode, I think you had mentioned a movie with Tom Hanks, and I know that I wrote it down when you said it. Was it Joe versus the volcano,
Yes,
right?
yes,
And now that we're talking about this, another movie with Tom Hanks is coming up, and I think it's one of his latest. Do you know which one?
one of his latest. Oh no.
A Man Called Otto.
I haven't seen that. Okay, so tell
Oh,
me
please
about that
do.
one.
Please do. I'm not going to tell you the plot, but
Okay,
he is
I'll look it
this
up.
grumpy old neighbor, has certain prejudice and so he's not nice. And he's always involved in acts of kindness. So he'll help someone park park a moving lorry or some like he's there when people are stuck. And so he's kind now that you're saying it, or now that I'm hearing the difference, but he's not nice at all. And I'm thinking kindness is actually it's more genuine.
Yes.
And I have lived, I have lived a life where there was a lot of masking and pleasing involved, which meant being nice
Right.
and finding myself not really having kind thoughts about people
Mm,
because I was trapped in this mask.
right.
And I think that taking off the mask and being more authentic is helping me to get into this space of kindness
Hmm.
without necessarily being like, "Ah," like for me, like
Right.
the word nice, even like my neck hair goes up, because it's like it's been too long. No, no, thank
Mm.
you. No more nice. And nice can be false as well, you
Oh,
know?
I take that as nice. Nice is to fit in, nice is to be popular, nice is to maybe avoid conflict, but is that being kind? That's not being kind to yourself. It's not being kind to the relationship. It's not like the deeper not being kind. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So growing up, we were taught to be nice. Must be the
Mm.
nice girl. Oh, she's such a nice girl. When you had to build friendships, it was, oh, they're nice. They're nice friends. And
Mm.
coming into adulthood, like you said, I'm realizing this whole nice versus kind. I choose kind. I might always try to be polite,
Yes.
but not to a nice level, not
Mhm.
the sugary sweet, nice fake facade.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because I'm trying to be very have integrity with myself.
Mhm.
And that means not lying about how I'm feeling. Granted, I'm not going to like flip someone off or tell them off or anything just because I don't like them or agree with them. But I can be a kind person in saying, I'm glad you feel that way. That we can have a different opinion. But that's being kind. Would you,
Yes.
is that
Yes,
how we're going
definitely.
with this? Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And also, I'm just thinking like I can be not happy with, for example, my husband and we're living together and there's a moment where I'm like, oh, but that doesn't mean that this morning I'm not going to make you coffee because like for me, it's like there is the kindness that's there
Right.
and and everything else will be talked about. And I'm also thinking that's how my mom, I mean, there was never a time where she wouldn't give us food, even if she wasn't happy with how we have
Behavior.
behaved. I know that there are parents who punish with,
Yes.
um, like you're not having dinner. That was never the, so I would say like preparing dinner was the act of kindness, despite the not being amused about
Right.
how we behaved.
So she wasn't just going to pretend and be just nice. She was
No,
also, she was showing you, I'm being kind because I love you. But you got to know that didn't work for me.
that didn't work for me. And I think that is something where, um, I think when kindness is not is out of reach, there's something else um out of balance. For example, I was saying when I was trying to be nice, and I'm thinking out loud here,
Right. I
when I
like
was trying
this.
to be nice to everybody, kindness, I couldn't reach my kindness because I felt like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I always have to be nice. I can never show my discontent." And so I didn't want to be kind. And I think that kindness can be something that you show to people even when they don't think like you do. They don't do things like you do. They don't say things like you would say them.
Right.
They're like, we're so different, and it can still be like, okay, I'm still going to be kind.
Hmm.
But
And you
that's
said
because
that.
I'm being me. Hmm?
Keep going, please.
No, but that's because when I have the space to be me and I don't have to be nice, it's easier to be
Yes.
kind, right?
Yes. And
Yeah.
I was seeing that's where you were going, and I was letting my brain kind of connect. So as highly sensitive people, the two of
Mm.
us, and being empathic to others' feelings, that was bringing me back to the, even when we're nice, though, we're kind. I'll put the I am. I've noticed that. So I was just thinking as you were talking, I'm like, even if it's someone I don't agree with, my niceness goes into kindness because I care for them as a human being.
Yes.
So I'm never, I can never, I won't say never. I'm fine. I find it difficult to be surface nice. That doesn't seem to be a clicking with me. I can't just be, oh, hi, it's so good to meet. Like that, there's kindness always connected to it because I'm an empathic person. I feel the humanity from the other person. So I'm struggling
It's
with the nice now,
interesting.
the whole,
It's interesting because I think for my upbringing, it was always like be nice even when people are
yes,
annoying. And so I had a lot of people who would just be mean, and I still had to be nice because my parents were like, you never know where you meet them again,
true.
or be the good girl and the good immigrant. That was like how they brought me up. And
Mm,
so even when I found like I don't want to talk to this person, like some people who cross boundaries, who like where you from, where your parents from, when did it's like I don't want to tell you my story. I
right,
would find myself being nice telling that story, but
right.
underneath there was anger and there was no kindness at all. Like I don't want to tell you my
Yes.
biography. I'm doing so because you think I'm entitled. You're
You're
entitled.
entitled to know your story. So that
So
is where
yeah,
it feels like niceness is used as a domesticated tool for young children, especially girls. We can go into the whole female, male, girl. Little girls are supposed to be seen and not heard. You have to be sweet little girls, sugar and spice, everything nice. Um, it's programmed from a very young age. We have to be nice. And you were saying, I don't, you're entitled to my story. It's also, well, smile, you'd be prettier. Do this because just be nice because it's better for that kind of like you said, there's anger underneath. There's no kindness underneath
yes,
that response.
there is not. No. And I was just thinking, now that you say boys and girls, like a boy, um, like when you observe children playing, and then some people will be like, oh yeah, he's a little rowdy or whatever, like, ha ha ha. But then if it's a girl, oh, that wasn't nice.
Oh, she's being a little assertive and bossy.
Yes.
Yes. which we know everyone who's watching with us, put in the comments if you've heard these, experienced these at all growing up. And these could be triggers for you. These could also be times to notice what might be going on as we share these thoughts. So let us know in the comments and we'll make sure to connect with you. And nice
Yeah.
versus kind. Like,
And in the workspace too, right? I mean,
oh,
I
mm,
never worked in like the office workspace for too long, so I've always been teaching, and it was like entering the teacher's room and you have a conversation there and whatever. But when I taught at firms, and there was this kind of woman that was not well received by men when they were like questioning or and they
uh-huh.
were actually doing the same that the men did.
Right,
Like don't smile if you don't have anything to smile about. But
right.
it's somehow like expected. Like a woman who doesn't smile is looked at or criticized more than a man that
Yeah,
doesn't. He's
yes,
like, he's
man.
serious, but she is definitely there's something off.
Drama. There's must be drama. She must just be, yes. Or the lovely thing, oh, must just be her cycle.
Oh yes. Oh
So
yes.
nice
Oh,
versus kind has turned into a whole box of oh
mm-hmm.
triggers.
Mm-hmm.
You said corporate, and I can all think about walking down that. So I've had both. I've had corporate and the teaching side of things, and then being an entrepreneur and corporate. Yeah, there's ways to walk you to present yourself and be nice so you can have that promotion. And there's just so much connected with nice. I don't think they understood that kindness is so much deeper and so much more valued. There was so much backstabbing and so much criticizing that nice was all you got, and that's why it was surface, because it wasn't safe to be kind. It wasn't safe to be true. And a woman who will question and stand up and not smile, but call you out and look at you, well, she's just not somebody who can work with other people. So
Can you
it's
say more about not safe to be kind?
not safe to be kind. So it's because kindness is such a deeper connection to self, and I feel more people, and I feel that's a very strong thing for me. If this person does not feel safe to me and I'm expected just to be nice to fit in, they're like you went back to saying they're entitled to know my story. No, there's not. There will be a barrier. And I've learned that over all the years of going, nope, now we've got boundaries. They're called, no, I'm good, thank you. Or that's not mine. Like there's a whole bunch of ways to stay solid in my kindness because they're not safe to share it with.
No,
They might
no.
not even get nice.
That's another one. They may not.
They might just get them, no
So
time for this.
kindness.
Yeah.
So for you, if I get it right, kindness is also connected to safety.
Of myself. Like, are you a
Yes.
person that I can trust to know me a little bit? Or will you
Mhm.
be the person who swings back around and tries to use it against me in some way or other?
Mhm. Mhm.
And there are so many different levels of that. My inner core, there is a deep kindness and connection there. And as it
Mhm.
goes out, doesn't mean the kindness gets smaller. It just means it's a little bit more protected.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Got it. Mhm.
That was a good question. Thank you for helping me go in that going, yeah. But definitely going from corporate to teaching and as teacher, and then in the teaching environment to young children to middle age to older adults. I mean, it's also a challenge because we were supposed
Mm.
to model what's expected. And that's
And then also support, like
mm,
when you teach, you also get to be able to support girls, for example, and be like, it's okay, you're safe to be you.
right.
It's okay to question things. It's okay not to be nice, like, I mean, I imagine you never want to interfere with what they're taught at home, but still, I mean, we all have that teacher, that one teacher we won't forget because like for me, I have one teacher where I'm like, I she's still like a model to me of how she would just carry herself
Yes.
and
Be
how she
kind
wasn't the
versus
ha ha ha
nice.
ha.
Yes. So
Exactly.
the kind versus nice example. So
Mhm.
I think that's
Mhm.
important for teachers to do also.
Yes.
I understand all the different ways to teach the children and raise them to be kind and share and apologize, but there's a way to do it with so it's not surface. I feel like they just want
Mm.
to program it so it happens so they don't have to deal with all the deeper connections. So,
Exactly. Exactly. And sometimes, I mean, as you say, we were taught to be nice. And I remember having to sit on people's lap I didn't like as a
oh,
kid.
yeah, or say hi or give them a hug. I'm like, ew. You walk away. Even now I
Exactly.
can kind of go,
And being okay with that, like being, I have a friend who just said, yeah, I teach my children to greet people, but I leave it up to them who they hug and who they don't hug.
fine. That's perfect. I love that.
If they don't want to hug someone, like maybe some people aren't even huggers. And that also starts as some
Yes.
children aren't huggers.
Yes.
Like we look at them and we feel entitled to get that hug, to get that kiss, like, oh yeah, like, but
Right.
no. And I love that. She was like, greeting, yes, but you hug whoever you feel safe to hug or
Good.
comfortable to
Oh,
hug.
that gives me such
Even family.
happy feels. So good, so good.
Right?
Yeah. Shout out to your friend for doing that. That's beautiful. Because
I
I do
will.
have an older friend who isn't a hugger. And so when I see her, she knows I'm a big hugger and I'll just go up and I'll do like a little side tap. She goes, "Oh no, you can hug me." So she lets me know I'm a person that can hug her. And she'll get one big hug and then I let her be. But we've come to the understanding of who's who and how
One
it
big hug.
works.
Oh, one hug.
Well, I'm actually allowed to give as many as I want, but I'll do one big one just to let her know, okay. And then I fully respect her going, yeah, she doesn't want her body hugged a lot. I get it.
Yeah. And another friend who also said that, well, she had to tell a relative that actually is my cousin who was like, I had to tell a relative that one of my daughters, it's like she feels the hugs are too tight, as in like she's
You.
and it might be like you expressing your love, but for her. And that's also a thing, like being kind for me is like what works for both of us.
Right. Right.
Because maybe and I think that in my pursuit for friends, I sometimes overshowered people because I wanted to be loved and liked. Um, liked probably because I was nice and
Right. They go right
kind and love.
together.
And I would maybe not even ask if what I was giving them was what they wanted.
Right. Because as little kids, we've never been taught to do that.
No.
No. I like the introspection. Yeah.
Like
So
now I'm more of asking what do you need?
yes.
Because just because something has occurred in your life, maybe you've lost a relative or something, or your job is not going well, it doesn't mean that we all need the same thing.
No.
Some people will be like, I need space, or I just need someone to listen.
Right.
I don't need advice, like,
Oh my goodness, that's what we all jump to be nice and helpful is I have learned though. Do you need me? Am I here to be just a safe space and just listen? Would you are you looking for support in any way? And then just listening a lot of the times, I would say 85% of the times, just listening and holding the space can really do it for someone.
and have you also had this experience where you're like, oh, I'm so glad I asked because I was going to.
tell you how to do it and when.
And I was going to step right into that, what you don't want and need.
No, and we do it enough to ourselves. We even catch each other and our own selves of, I should do this. I should, like, we all do it to ourselves. It's, what do we really need? Do we just need to
Mhm.
be verbal and let sound come out of our mouth to cleanse whatever's needing to come out?
And I'm also thinking, because of this concept that we've been taught, of implied and direct communication, niceness is more tied to implied. Like, I think
Whoa,
someone should know what I'm thinking. And direct communication is more tied to kindness. Like, we both have mouths. Let's just say what we need, right?
that was good. That was good. And if you're not sure what that is, in one of our past episodes, we talked about the compass of communication, and it was even posted in one of the descriptions. We'll make a link of it here for you. So it is good. Kind versus nice, implied versus literal communication. I
Literal.
like how literal is, it's being kind. It might be firm, it might be a little uncomfortable to be that, but it's definitely a deeper sense of being true, if that could be
Mhm.
used, I guess. We could go that way. Oh, that was
Yes.
so good.
And avoids a lot of messes as well, right? I
Oh my
mean,
goodness, the whole implied niceness creates messes. Just, oh
mm,
my goodness, yes. Wow. Positives, negatives, just to learn and notice. Kind versus nice. Kind being more of the deeper actions and empathy. Nice being more surface. We talked about feminine and masculine type of
mhm.
judgments on that. Anything else you feel to wrap up and feel complete on this, my friend?
This feels complete. I really enjoyed this. I mean, I loved the idea, but and yet there was like, where is it going to take us? And I love where it's taken us actually. And just if you're listening, give us out your take on nice and kind. And maybe also if there's still a struggle of being in an environment where you feel you have to be nice, um, just reach out in the if you feel safe, reach out in the comments. And if not, I believe that by the time we air, we will actually have an email address. So we'll always open for
Mhm.
readers, listeners, uh, comments, and if you feel safer to send it via email, and maybe also want to know some tools, we're here to help you. We're here to serve. We're here to chat with you, and to chat about things. But mainly, it's because we want to serve and help you.
You're not alone. We do see you. We have been there. We've worked. That's why we opened this channel, just to create it for you and to create a community where we can all support each other. So, like, subscribe, come back next time for our next conversation, and definitely email us. Let us know, comment down below what you're looking forward to. And as you might have said, this is a PS on this whole video. You can tell we can take things deeper. So, let us know which way you want us to go. Thanks
Yes,
again for stopping by.
thank you.